With week 1 of the Battlefield 6 open beta coming to a close, I figured I would give my first impressions. Graphics and animations are great. Gameplay is really fun. Audio is good for the most part. We'll get into some of that later. Modern setting, I think, is more popular than the old school stuff or futuristic things that are just less relatable. There's no crazy immersion breaking skins, at least so far. We'll have to see how that plays out. And the team seems eager to get into players' good graces, and they seem dedicated to bringing a good game that the players want. Let's get into the bad. Footstep audio is really hit or miss. Visibility, especially on larger maps, possibly a bit more annoying as non-recon classes due to auto-spotting. UI User interface could use some work, especially the menus for the settings. Those are just a bit convoluted. Hit registration is sometimes off, and sometimes it feels like you get shot around corners. Not super often, but I think that's probably because the servers are really congested and there's players from all over connecting. I would really like to know the ping of not only myself on the scoreboard, but all the other players in the match. And that's something even on like a private server or something. If somebody had over a certain ping, they would be kicked out of the match. Now, occasionally there may be fringe cases where this isn't possible to prevent, but I believe that this is where some of the more janky scenarios where the hit registration is off, or scenarios when you just die around the corner, or you die in seemingly one bullet even though they shot you 5 times. This could also be something with routing with your ISP, with the particular server that you happen to be connected with. You know, it can really just depend from match to match, even from player to player that you come across. I think the lag compensation in this game definitely needs some looking into, given the fact that we're going to be playing in these larger scale modes, with at least 64 players in one match. I think something like Sweet Spot on the snipers just needs to go. It's going to be even more annoying as we get on more bigger maps that are more sniper oriented. Just like that hillside map that they have now where everybody snipes. You know, that's a sniper's paradise. I think many of the guns need a little bit of an increase in recoil, and a developer has actually come out and said that they actually have done some balancing that hasn't come out in this particular beta. Maybe it'll come out next week even, I'm not even sure. I haven't looked super far into it. But they're going to add some more recoil to some of the guns at least. And the shotguns. The shotguns are pretty crazy. I think it should be a primary weapon, honestly. It shouldn't be something you can just keep in your back pocket. For that reason, I literally just run assault because shotgun defeats everything close range. It's so powerful. It's ridiculous. The shotgun's in a current state where it's so overpowered that none of the SMGs compete with it. Hopefully when the game launches, there's not like only one competitive SMG with the shotguns, and it's like the Chris Vector with crazy fire rate but insane recoil. Meanwhile, the shotgun just one-shots you still. A lot of the times, depending on the state of the servers and everything, and the damage of the weapons, some weapons with slower fire rate with higher hitting bullets actually do better because you hit them with ghost bullets and you just one clip them essentially. This last portion I'm going to call the wait and sees. The launch map selection and how the live service is handled is going to dictate the long-term success of the game. Things like quick attention to bugs and various issues are going to gain goodwill from the players. The Battle Royale could be big and boost the game up even more, or it could be a non-factor. This is a big wait and see given the past performance of Battlefield Battle Royale attempts. Even their attempt at an extraction mode got abandoned in 2042 basically. I think things are going to be dictated by how the player base accepts and jumps on the new offering, or if it's shunned. I think the game can win some players over from Call of Duty, but it won't keep them all constantly, which is fine. There will be a dedicated fan base if the game is handled well, and there will always be Battlefield mains and Battlefield tourists. If the game is true to its Battlefield nature and gets back to its roots like many want, it'll do well. It doesn't need to try to be everything all at once. Don't get me wrong, it can have something for everybody, but it doesn't need to try to become Call of Duty or anything other than Battlefield. At this particular point of time, I'm not pre-ordering the game. I want to see the launch, I want to see the maps, the modes, how everything rolls out for a little bit of time. Give me some proof of concept that it's worth my time to invest into. I'm super curious about how the Battle Royale turns out. Do you think Battle Royale is just less popular and it's ran its course by now in terms of gaming? Or does it still have some milking left to do? I'm really curious to see the state that the game launches in, the map lineups, how they roll out content over time, how far into the game the Battle Royale comes out, what modes the game launches with, how the recoil on the guns change between now, the first week of the beta, and the launch of the game. There's just so many questions unanswered that only time can tell. I see a lot of people compare this game to Call of Duty, but I have to say it's still very much a Battlefield game at the end of the day. The only Call of Duty game that I would really compare it to is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. I think this is an innovative state for Battlefield, and I feel this is the same way that 2019 was a really great step forward for Call of Duty. Some people may say otherwise, but 2019 prior to tracer rounds and crazy ass skins and shit, 2019 was like when they paired with Nvidia. They were really doing all this new graphical stuff, pushing the boundaries. And I feel like this is the same situation with Battlefield. We're finally dropping PS4 and all the old gen, and now we're just on next gen and PC, and we can really push the boundaries a little bit more and make more exciting games. I think what I'm trying to say is Battlefield just dropped what is promising to be a next gen Battlefield title. The only thing that we have to see is, how does this turn out over time? How do they handle this? This truly seems to be one of those don't fuck it up situations.